I am Sailor Perfect Cell. I am Sailor Perfect Cell. I am Sailor Perfect Cell. Hey guys, DB Rye here, and today continuing on with our What If Sailor Moon was in Dragon Ball Z discussion. And well, with Sailor Galaxia now gone, that pretty much ends all the villain. That pretty much puts an end to all of Sailor Moon's arcs, unless I can think of something else a little bit sneaky. But until then, we got the rest of the Android and Cell arc to do in this discussion. Well, after Cell made an unexpected arrival and not only absorbed Sailor Galaxia, but also her Star Seed, he has gotten a well-known extra ingredient that he needs in order to achieve Sailor Perfect Cell. Now, before we could see if this made any change within him whatsoever, he used Solar Flare to pretty much get out of dodge, and our heroes are now more or less recovering from that. However, Cell has not managed to slip away from the gaze of one person, the now restored Sailor Mercury, who's got her visor already tracking the creature. And well, as soon as everyone's restored, they are all locked off in hot pursuit, and it's not too long before they once again catch up to Cell. And no, at this point he doesn't look any different. He still looks like Imperfect Cell, talks like Imperfect Cell. So whatever this is, it's obviously dormant within him until he can capture Android 17 and 18 and achieve his perfect form. Once he achieves that, then the rest of the changes will come on. But this time, Cell is going to have to fight his way out of this mess. And right now that he has absorbed Galaxia, he does of course have an increase of energy, quite a lot of increase of energy, including a variety of techniques that Galaxia herself uses, including having golden bracelets appear on his arms and able to fire that killing attack that Galaxia uses, as well as summoning up her sword. So it's actually quite a battle, and basically without Piccolo there merging, who hasn't merged with Kami yet, basically the good guys are on the losing side of this fight. But since the Dragon team insisted on battling so, well, Cell is quite happy to indulge when he suddenly looks to Mars, does a certain sailor pose that she does, burning fire mandala, firing her very own technique at Sailor Mars. What? Impossible! How could he know my attack? Venus, love me, chain! Trapping Venus in her own attack. And then we got Sailor Uranus and Neptune coming in, both with their talismans activated to try attack Cell, but he managed to dodge him and kicks him up into the air without any much effort at all. And with both hands, he's powering up two different attacks. One of them, Uranus's attack. The other, Sailor Neptune's attack. Deep submerge! World shaking! Everyone is getting blasted by their own attack. And Mercury tries her Mercury Aqua Rhapsody, and this had little to
no effect on Cell, who just answered back with his own Mercury Aqua Rhapsody. And then, with other members of the Dragon team trying to attack him, pretty much you could say the Dragon team is getting the beating they were originally supposed to take by Android 18 at this point in the timeline. But instead, it's at the hands of Cell, and, well, Cell is thinking about finishing them off right here and well, now, but when he tries to fire a Kamehameha to blow the lot of them up, he is suddenly interrupted when he suddenly receives a cut in his hand and a rose. It is Tuxedo Mask, and then he unleashes his own energy attack, catching Cell a little bit off guard, because yes, in the reboot of Sailor Moon, Tuxedo Mask does have energy-based attacks. So we're gonna make sure he can actually use these abilities here, otherwise what use is he really? And well, now that we're down to pretty much the Starlights, Sailor Moon, Tuxedo Mask, and the rest of the Dragon team, aside from Gohan and Yamcha, who have tended to Goku, and Krillin, who knew better to stay out of it.
You know what? Why would I want to make this too easy? I shall continue my quest to absorb Androids 17 and 18. Then I'll be back for you.
And well, with that, pretty much Cell does a water mist, Mercury's water mist attack, and pretty much fades into the shadows. And this time, Mercury's visor cannot pick up where Cell is. Not that she's really in any condition to do it. Anyone's really in the condition to do anything about it. Right now, it's about healing everyone, and, well, Sailor Moon and Tuxedo Mask have decided it's probably best to send Chibiusa back to Goku's house with Gohan. At least she can sort of comfort Gohan to assure everything's going to be okay. Goku will fight through this, and yeah, it's what Chibiusa kind of wanted to do after Gohan left the battlefield anyway. No point putting her life in danger, but the trouble is, there aren't enough sensu beans really to go around for everybody. They had some, yes, but not enough to fully heal everybody, so some of them had to take small bits of the sensu and sort of partially recover. And well, so it's decided the rest would pretty much regroup at Roshi's, while Piccolo, of course, storms off, pretending he's a bad guy again. If anyone follows me, you'll be sorry. Of course, we know what he's really up to. He's going to the lookout to merge with Kami, who agrees to do so a lot easier this point around than in the original story. Well, why is that? Because he's been watching the situation. He knows how much of a threat that Cell actually is, especially now that he's absorbed the most powerful Sailor Guardian in history, Sailor Galaxia. And at least with Chaos gone from her, he hasn't absorbed any of the more evil tendencies. So at least that's a good thing. Cell's not any more evil than what he is originally. But he does have a bit of a flair of doing those sailor poses, which is quite hilarious. In fact, when he shows up at Ginger Town lately...
Hold it right there, citizens!
Definitely the Sailor Guardians, bit of his Cell sort of kicking in this timeline.
You aren't getting away from me! In the name of Gero, I'll absorb you.
And he's full on doing the whole Sailor Moon pose. It's funny. And he's like absorbing her one by one, just having a grand old time. And he's doing it so gracefully too. After all, with all those Sailor Guardians DNA, it's definitely gonna have an effect on Cell. Meanwhile, 17 and 18 are up to their more or less juvenile shenanigans, while Goku and all are still recovering. They're on their way to Goku's house, and well, with some of the heroes of the story more or less going off ahead to check out Gero's lab, to future Trunks' surprise and horror, the androids have been awakened. Gero is dead, just like he finally promised, and they're out on the loose somewhere. And since they know everything that Dr. Gero knew, they decide that it's best to move Goku from his house to literally the second place they would look right now. So we have Gohan, Chibiusa, Yamcha, and all that together with some of the other heroes who just happen to be closer to Goku's house than what Trunks and Krillin were at this point. And they managed to get Goku out of there, no problem. Who's, at least it seems like he's gotten over the worst of the virus. He just hasn't woken up yet. And well, meanwhile, Trunks and Krillin have found Dr. Gero's secret bunker and have found this little insect. And after digging around a little bit on the computer, because remember, Cell didn't introduce himself this time. He didn't tell them that
he is an android built from Dr. Gero.
We didn't get that because he tried to absorb and run, and then the good guy straight up attacked him, and then he fought him off long enough till he could get away. So there was no introduction, no clever scheme by Kamikolo to get Cell to talk. But now, thanks to Trunks and obviously the sort of hacking skills he picked up from his mother, he's able to get into the mainframe and discover that the little larvae thing in the tank they're looking at right now is what Cell becomes to be. He is an android from the future, and remember that this happens a bit earlier than in the timeline, so Trunks is only now going to get the communication now about the other time machine. So he's sort of learning the truth in reverse from the original timeline. But also, thanks to digging around, they do find plans on how to shut down the androids that Bulma will be able to decipher. And so, after Trunks and Krillin regroup and completely destroy the rest of Gero's lab, along with the not yet born imperfect Cell, well, once he arrives at Roshi's, he's pretty much gets the phone call from Bulma, so he's heading out again, and this is when he discovers the time machine, and of course Cell's egg, and puts it all together. At some point, that monster must have killed me and stolen my machine. This is all my fault. All these changes. It's nothing like the timeline I know. But don't worry. Gohan, Bulma, and Chibiusa are sure that the future Trunks, they will figure out a way out of this mess. And luckily for earlier that Gero disappeared, that Bulma didn't have her plane destroyed. And well, pretty much with that, you get everyone sort of regrouping at Roshi's, with the exception of Vegeta, whose pride's hurting after what Cell did to him. Piccolo has since fused with Kami, like I said, but they haven't had much luck in finding Cell since that first little ordeal, and he's they just get reports that there's this eccentric monster doing these dance poses, killing people and absorbing them, which is definitely Cell. Ugh, how dare he steal our poses! In the name of the moon, I'll punish him! Sailor Moon talking, of course. And, well, with Trunks going out more or less to try join his dad, trying to unlock what is left of the Super Saiyan power to unlock and ascend to the next level, Goku finally wakes up, much like he does in the original, and flies off to meet him. Now remember, Goku doesn't have instant transmission here, so basically the Sailor Guardians do their combined Sailor teleportation in order to transport Goku everywhere. So he's more or less happily greeted by everyone who are now stuck in a cramped ship, thanks to the Sailor Guardians also tagging along. But they're pretty much here to pick up Gohan and Chibiusa, and all of them are about to get some time in the Room of Spirit and Time. And well, with them pretty much arriving there, and a few more attempts at failing to find Cell, and the others just still again regrouping at Roshi's and keeping a close eye on the television. Even with the Sailor Guardians' little signals that warn people are in danger, they're still just managing to miss them, considering they're dealing with a monster who knows everything about them. However, this is where Androids 17 and 18 and 16 show up at Roshi's Island, much like they do in the original, and we get the battle between the fused Kami and Piccolo against Android 17, like in the original anime. And that pretty much lures Cell there, pretty much like a drum, who, just like in this pretty much plays out exactly like the original, with him becoming second stage Cell. And meanwhile, Trunks and Vegeta come out of the Room of Spirit and Time and proceed to battle with second stage Cell, at least until Imperfect Cell's beginning to lose the battle, and uses Vegeta's one great big weakness against him. Now, even though Vegeta's mellowed out and not as rude as he is in the original, he still has that weakness of wanting to see an enemy's true power. Even in Dragon Ball Super, that doesn't actually change, at least how I always interpreted it, even though he's pretty more chilled this time around. Anyways, so thanks to Vegeta and Trunks getting into a bit of a scuffle, "You will not deny me the chance to face this monster at his full potential. Do you understand, boy?" You pretty much get Vegeta, thanks to Vegeta, and of course, just like in the original story, Krillin smashing the remote, Cell does manage to absorb Android 18 as well. And as his transformation, all we hear is this ridiculous phrase: "Perfect Cosmos Power Makeup!" And so he transforms. We had a ridiculous transformation, bit of animation, like as ridiculous as the Sailor Guardians. And there we go. Perfect Cell pretty much ends up looking like what I've got in the thumbnail there. Not so fast, good guys. I am here to extinguish the light once and for all. And if you dare to stop me, then in the name of Giro, I'll kill you. And it's like lame. It's like we're getting Great Saiyaman early. And well, it's needless to say, now that he's got 17, 18, and Galaxia, he's got more power than he does in the original story. Quite a lot more power, actually. Pretty much can do all the same little tricks that Galaxia can do as well. Well, I already said that. He could summon her sword back when he'd absorbed her, but now his power level's just stupidly strong. Stupidly. And well, he's able to beat Vegeta even more easily in this timeline, because he's just playing with him some more, and not even future Trunks, who is showing off a bit more potential than Vegeta, same thing. But you got so strong in that time frame, tell me, can you get even more powerful? The Vegeta in Cell is speaking. And well, you just give it one day. Goku and Gohan are training even as we speak, and they will beat you. Oh my, how intriguing. Very well. And well, this is where he begins to introduce the Cell games, much like he does in the original timeline. And it's pretty much going to keep to the tradition of the World Martial Arts Tournament, like he said, like we used to. The same sort of Cell games we typically get. Not some Sailor Moon crossover thing that I actually honestly can't think of. And well, in the meantime, Gohan has stepped out of the room in spirit and time, and now it's going to be Sailor Moon and Mars's turn in there. And then Chibiusa and Mercury and so on and so forth until we get through the next 10 days. However, that's where we're going to be leaving things for now. So, what do you think? Did you guys enjoy this? What's going to happen in the Cell games? Will any last-minute training in the Room of Spirit and Time really do anything? Are they going to really be able to stop this monster? Perfect Cell was bad enough, but now, technically, a Sailor Guardian? Oh no. Anyways, all this and more next time as we continue with What If Sailor Moon was in Dragon Ball Z?